Meanwhile, back in New Japan, like I said, we don't know anything about Okada's situation any more than he's been talking to both sides, as he should, and the decision or no announcement's been made. As far as we know, no decision's been made. So we're just waiting to hear like
Both
everybody
big
else.
Companies are in the mix. It seems like he might make his decision anytime now, but we don't have a decision as we're recording. And I don't think we're going to be doing a breaking news tomorrow either.
No, it doesn't seem like it'll. It does seem like it'll be a little while, and so far he is set to still have his remaining matches in New Japan. Nothing's changed on that front. So,
do you have any guesses as to what those last two matches might be?
I still feel like the last one, the final one. I don't on the second to last one. Final one, I'm still feeling like it is a chaos multi-man match where it's an Okada themed thing where they, like similar to what they did with Shinsuke Nakamura when he left his final show at Korakuen Hall. It was, everybody wearing Nakamura t-shirts and all the hugs from his faction mates in the ring, because I don't think they're going to do some kind of angle where they turn on him, or that's not the chaos way. That's the Bullet Club way. No. And so I have a feeling this will be the friendly, tearful farewell from various members of Hantai and Chaos. That's how I kind of read that one. That the final one and Sapporo will be, that's my prediction, a big 10-man or something like that with his allies through the years on his side. They'll probably get just do a multi-man match, and send Okada out with a speech and hugs at the end. That's my guess. What do you think?
I think something very similar to that. I'm going to throw a wild, harebrained theory at you. Okay. Mm-hmm. The pay-per-view for the WWE Elimination Chamber is in Perth, and it is, I believe, around that same time. Right? What are the possibilities that Nakamura doesn't go to Perth but comes over to New Japan during that trip and is a surprise for the final match for the Chaos send-off?
The only way that happens is if Okada is signing with WWE.
Or it's an olive branch to get him to sign.
Yeah, something like that. It would be part of the buttering.
Think about this for just a second. You just think about it for just a second, you're like, oh shit. Like, there's something to that, because this is a company, WWE, that strategically incorporated the TNA Women's Champion into their Royal Rumble, and she looked great. There was a deal made, and I am not ruling out like Nakamura being part of some kind of match that is completely inconsequential to the New Japan competition, but part of the lore would just be one of those moments that is both important to New Japan, important to Nakamura, important to Okada, and it's everything. And I'm just wondering if it's possible, if you think it could happen.
I mean, yeah, maybe. Like I said, if it was part of the thing where they're trying to woo him, or they've made the deal with him, then yes, possible. I suppose it's possible. I'm not kind of looking for it. But I think that's something that could happen. I don't expect it, but it'd be a very pleasant surprise.
Full confession: the appearance of Hechicero and Volador and all of them doing their little visit to AEW prior to Fantastica Mania was what made me think about Nakamura potentially showing up in New Japan on the 23rd or 24th. Just, a little side trip before your bigger trip later on. Yeah. Just kind of, do a little stop off on the way. It seems like it's easier and easier in wrestling to make that happen.
I like that. I would love to have a world where things like that could happen again. And it wasn't really Vince McMahon's WWF in the 80s was the one that put up isolating walls, really. I mean, people did move around. As far as guest shots in Japan, New Japan and All Japan, there was a little too much antipathy between Baba and Inoki to do that too often. If you went to one, you left. It wasn't. If New Japan didn't loan guys to All Japan and vice versa, that was a battle. So a new era, definitely, and of course New Japan's very open to working with other promotions. So that whole isolationism, I think I would love it if it became a thing of the past and people started working together more.
So that's why I thought about it. I was like, that's the MLL thing. They're stopping off right off before their bigger week-long tour, and I'm like,
I'm still
why
not.
would that happen?
I'm still not prepared for Triple H to do anything out of the goodness of his own heart. And what I
No.
mean by that is he's working for a major conglomerate and corporation here. He's got to serve those masters. So he is not the all-powerful boss that Vince was. So I think it would have to be something like, okay, this is going to help us get Okada in order to make something like that happen.
Yeah, there's this sense that, AEW is going to pay him more money, but WWE is going to have the prestige and the prestige and the whole deal. If you flex that WWE muscle before he even leaves and makes the goodbye even better, that's the kind of, gesture that they're trying to show him. Like, we are WWE. We can make these things happen. It is not the company that it used to be a year ago. And I'm not necessarily sure we need to consider it the same company that it was a year ago. Like, I'm really taking the Jordan Grace TNA champion appearance very, very seriously.
Yeah, but I mean, I take it seriously in that they want to get Jordan Grace.
No, she's under contract with TNA. Like, it was simply an arrangement between the two. But she looked better than half the roster.
Yes, she did. But how long is she under contract to TNA?
I think it's another year.
Well, that's not too long.
I mean, they belted her and they put the title on her when all the other people did sign.
I think they brought her in because they want to bring her in. I think that's. I mean, that if you get Naomi back, which they did, she's the first round draft pick after that, right?
Of course, yes. I think the arrangement with her was actually a little bit different, and that's why it's like, But it also fits into the Okada argument. It's like the courtship of these talents that are good, that are not working for WWE, and Triple H is thinking outside, or Paul Levesque, whatever you want to call it, is thinking outside the box. And we have to be prepared for the idea that he is going to do outside the box things to get people that wouldn't normally consider WWE.